Ethereum stands on the edge of a historic breakout, and this time the momentum isn't just about internet buzz or speculative fever. In recent months, billion-dollar waves from the world's biggest institutions, groundbreaking new laws, and an unprecedented shortage of available ETH have converged to create a perfect storm. If you're watching the markets closely, you can see the smart money already making moves, positioning for what could be one of the most dramatic surges in crypto history. Over the next few minutes, we're diving deep into why Ethereum is uniquely primed for a potentially explosive run, how the landscape has fundamentally shifted, and why even seasoned investors might be caught off guard by what happens next. Let's start with the big picture. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum are quietly but steadily climbing towards their previous all-time highs. For Ethereum, that historic benchmark sits at around $4,800, set back in the feverish days of 2021. Today, ETH is trading at $4,142.76, less than 8% away from breaking that record. But make no mistake, this isn't a repeat of 2021's rally. Back then, the market was driven largely by NFT mania and the early days of decentralized finance, with retail investors fueling much of the action. The growth was impressive, but also volatile and unpredictable. Fast forward to August 2025, and the dynamics couldn't be more different. This time, the surge is built on the bedrock of institutional adoption and regulatory clarity. The world's largest asset managers, corporate treasuries, and retirement funds are pouring in billions, seeing Ethereum not just as a speculative asset, but as a foundational piece of the future financial system. The stakes are higher, the players are bigger, and the capital flows are unprecedented. Ethereum's rally in 2025 is not about chasing the latest meme or digital collectible, it's about a global financial transformation. A major catalyst fueling this transformation is the wave of regulatory tailwinds sweeping across the United States. In July 2025, Congress passed the Genius Act, a landmark piece of legislation that establishes a robust regulatory framework for U.S. dollar-pegged stablecoins. With President Donald Trump expected to sign it into law, stablecoins, once a regulatory gray area, are now on solid legal footing. This opens the door for massive adoption and integration into mainstream finance, allowing businesses and individuals to transact and hold value seamlessly on blockchain networks. But the regulatory progress doesn't stop there. The Clarity Act, another major development, has created a structured, transparent legal framework for digital assets, removing much of the uncertainty that previously kept large institutions on the sidelines. The Securities and Exchange Commission's Project Crypto has further boosted confidence, with the approval of in-kind creations for both Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. These changes make it easier and more efficient for investors to access and hold crypto through regulated channels. Perhaps most significantly, the SEC has officially declared that Ethereum staking does not constitute a security. For years, this was a looming question mark, with potential regulatory action threatening to disrupt the core mechanics of the Ethereum network. With this legal clarity, institutions are now free to stake ETH and earn yield, further incentivizing long-term holding and reducing sell pressure. The result is a more stable, more secure, and more attractive ecosystem for all participants. With the regulatory environment now more favorable than ever, institutional money is flooding into Ethereum at a pace that dwarfs previous cycles. Spot Ethereum ETFs have smashed records, hitting $5.12 billion in net inflows in July 2025, the highest monthly tally ever seen. On some days, inflows have topped $1 billion, driven by pension funds, asset managers, and even corporate treasuries looking for new ways to diversify and grow their holdings. One of the most significant developments is the approval for 401k retirement accounts to hold crypto assets, including Ethereum. This opens the door for trillions of dollars in potential capital to enter the market, as millions of Americans now have the option to allocate a portion of their retirement savings to digital assets. The implications are enormous. With every paycheck, new capital is automatically flowing into ETH, creating a steady, reliable source of demand. Smart money is taking notice. Corporate treasuries now collectively hold about 966,304 ETH, worth roughly $3.5 billion, a dramatic increase from under 116,000 ETH at the end of 2024. Companies like Bitmine Immersion Technologies and Chainlink Gaming are leading the charge, snapping up ETH and pulling it off exchanges. As a result, the supply of Ethereum available for trading has dropped to historic lows, while demand continues to rise. Nearly one-third of the total ETH supply is now staked, about 29.4%, effectively removing it from circulation and signaling strong long-term conviction among holders. So, what's changed since the last bull run in 2021? Back then, Ethereum's rally was fueled by retail speculation on NFTs and the early promise of DeFi. The network was still finding its footing, with scaling challenges and security concerns dominating the conversation. Fast forward to 2025, and the landscape is almost unrecognizable. Institutional spot ETFs have taken center stage. Regulatory clarity has been achieved. Stablecoins are becoming a mainstream utility, and Ethereum's infrastructure has matured in every way imaginable. The fundamentals underpinning Ethereum are stronger than ever. Security has been robustly reinforced, scalability solutions have gone live, and the ecosystem is teeming with innovation. Whether it's Layer 2 networks driving down transaction costs or new staking mechanisms improving network stability, Ethereum today is technically and economically superior to its 2021 self. Naturally, the question on every investor's mind is, where does the price go from here? If Ethereum's previous all-time high breakout is any guide, the potential upside is staggering. After breaching its ATH in 2021, ETH saw a price increase of over 250%. If history repeats and the current catalysts play out, analysts are projecting that Ethereum could reach between $10,000 and $12,000 per coin. Key drivers include sustained ETF inflows, the adoption of ETH in retirement accounts, continued growth in DeFi applications, and the expanding utility of regulated stablecoins. But the ripple effects of Ethereum's momentum are spreading far beyond just ETH holders. The broader altcoin ecosystem is benefiting from this rising tide. Chainlink, for example, now secures over $93 billion in total value, making it an essential infrastructure piece for both DeFi and traditional finance. Binance's BNB token boasts a market cap of $112 billion, surpassing global brands like Nike and Starbucks in valuation. Ondo Finance is making headlines with tokenized U.S. treasuries and partnerships with BlackRock, pioneering the bridge between traditional assets and blockchain. VeChain continues to grow, with more than 11 million wallets and strong on-chain activity, indicating robust user engagement. Ethereum's Layer 2 networks, such as COTI, are focusing on privacy infrastructure, further expanding the use cases and capabilities of the ecosystem. These developments underscore just how much the crypto landscape has evolved since the last cycle. It's no longer just about speculation. It's about real-world utility, institutional trust, and technological maturity. So, where does this leave us? Ethereum's current setup is unlike anything the market has ever seen. Institutional money is here to stay. The regulatory clouds have parted, and the fundamentals are rock solid. The supply squeeze is intensifying, new channels for capital are opening every week, and the ecosystem is more vibrant than ever. The next few months could very well define the future of crypto, setting the stage for a new era of adoption and innovation. Are you positioned to take advantage of this historic moment? If you want daily updates, deep analysis, and early signals on crypto trends, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and drop a comment with your ETH price prediction for 2025. The future is being written right now. Don't miss your chance to be part of it. See you tomorrow.